Damien, did you even bother to open the file on this project? Victoria's cold voice sliced through the executive office air, carrying its usual, unquestionable authority. I sat opposite her, shaking my leg, utterly slouched with one ankle resting on the opposite knee. I was flipping through the thick project report as if it were a comic book. Bother, babe. That hurts my feelings. My tone was light and frivolous. Isn't it obvious I'm working hard on learning how to spend money? Look at this stuff. It's all corporate investments. Boring. Where are the sports cars? Where are the yachts? I executed the role of a spoiled, entitled brat perfectly, my expression filled with disdain. Man, if I actually handled this project, I'd have the rival Blackwood Group begging for mercy in minutes. Do I really have to sit here and listen to this lecture? But no, I had to stick to the script. The worse I acted, the faster the divorce would come, and my $10 billion retirement was right around the corner. Victoria's brow twitched ever so slightly. Her cold eyes, usually like a frozen lake, rippled with an imperceptible emotion. She seemed about to say something but stopped, took a deep breath, and snatched the report from my hands. Since you have no interest, I'll assign this project to someone else. Her voice returned to a calm, professional tone, but her fingers gripped the folder with noticeably more force than usual. Hell yes. Finally, I don't have to pretend to read this hieroglyphic nonsense. Hurry up, hurry up. Cancel all my responsibilities so I can go play. Don't do that, babe. I'm just trying to share your burden, aren't I? I put on a petulant face. How about this? Give me $1 billion to invest in this project. I guarantee I'll run it into the ground. I'll make it spectacular. I intentionally mumbled the crucial phrase, run it into the ground, before correcting myself, terrified she wouldn't catch my laziness. Victoria's gaze fixed on me. Her expression was so complex I couldn't read it. This kid, on the surface, he says he'll ruin it, but inside he's calculating how to crush the competition. And $1 billion? Does he think money grows on trees? But that flash of keen business sense and market judgment in his mind. I've never seen that from him before. She fell silent, her slender fingers tapping lightly on the desk. $1 billion, Damien. Do you have any idea what that kind of capital implies? Her tone held a trace of exhaustion. Of course I do. I thumped my chest, wearing a grin of pure, unearned confidence. It means I, Damien Crawford, can finally spread my wings. Don't worry, wifey, I definitely won't let down your trust. $1 billion. Give me $1 billion, and I could leverage the entire Asian market. But I need a pretext to burn this cash on something meaningless. Maybe buy a private island, build the world's largest private wine cellar, and hire a few Michelin star chefs. Perfection. Retirement life, here I come. Victoria's face went slightly pale. The knuckles of the hand resting on the desk turned white. You really want to use $1 billion to buy an island and build a wine cellar? Her voice sounded dry. Duh. My eyes sparkled, feigning the look of a gold digger. That's the dream, babe. You wouldn't deny me my tiny little dream, would you? If she actually gives me the money, I'm free for life. Who cares about being a villain or the plot? I'll ascend straight to heaven and do nothing until the apocalypse. Victoria stood up abruptly, her chair screeching against the floor. She walked to the window, turning her back to me, her shoulders trembling slightly. Damien, do you want to leave me that badly? Her voice was soft, almost drowned out by the wind howling outside the skyscraper. I froze for a second. What's with her? Why is she getting emotional all of a sudden? Haven't I always acted like I wanted out? Am I not acting hard enough? No, I need to double down. Babe, what are you saying? We're a business marriage, right? We each get what we need. I forced a relaxed laugh. Now that your career is successful, I just want to live the life I enjoy. Isn't that great? An amicable split. Everyone's happy. Hurry up, say yes. I want to be on my private island right now, tanning, drinking my own microbrewed rice wine, eating 8-course meals, surrounded by bikini models. Ahem. Focus. Stay in character. Victoria spun around, her eyes sharp as knives. Damien Crawford. She gritted out my full name, her chest heaving. Say that again. She's mad. Perfect. One step closer to success. But why does her anger look a bit like a betrayed kitten? No, that's definitely a hallucination. She's the Ice Queen CEO, not a kitten. I critiqued myself internally while keeping a scumbag smirk plastered on my face. I'll say it as many times as you want. Babe, don't be mad. It's not worth ruining your health. How about this? Tonight, we just... I leaned in, pretending to go for a kiss, and whispered in her ear, go sign the divorce papers. I felt her body go rigid. Thrilling. Too thrilling. This feeling of dancing on the edge of a cliff is addictive, but my $10 billion retirement is the endgame. Victoria shoved me away violently. Her palms were cold and trembling. She stepped back, staring at me with a complicated expression. Damien Crawford, I will not divorce you. She enunciated every word, her voice firm and unquestionable. Unless I die. Me. What the hell? The plot is broken. Shouldn't she be kicking me out in a rage and having her lawyers serve papers tomorrow? How did it turn into, unless I die? Did she take the wrong meds or get possessed? This is trouble. Is my retirement life going up in smoke? I looked at her frosty face and the determination in her eyes that I'd never seen before, and I mentally collapsed. This plot has gone completely off the rails. The next morning, I crawled out of bed with dark circles under my eyes. I had insomnia all night, my brain looping Victoria's fierce declaration, unless I die. What is this woman planning? Does she want to drag me down to hell with her? No. I have to push harder. I need to make her completely give up on me. I put on a pair of board shorts with an obnoxious print, slid into flip-flops, and shambled downstairs. At the dining table, Victoria was already seated, dressed in an impeccably tailored business suit, hair styled perfectly, cold and capable. In front of her was a light breakfast, soy milk, whole wheat toast, and fruit salad. In my spot, however, sat a grease fest, fried dough sticks, greasy fried eggs, pork congee with century eggs, and a steamer basket of soup dumplings. She knows what I like. Credit where it's due, but this is just a bribe trying to make me stay willingly, right? Keep dreaming. My resolve to do absolutely nothing is solid as a rock. I sat down, sprawled out, and started gnawing on a fried dough stick. Victoria glanced up at me, her eyes holding a trace of scarcely suppressed tenderness. She's watching me. Does she think I'm cute? I, Damien Crawford, am just that charming. But charm aside, we are getting that divorce. Did you sleep poorly? Victoria's voice was softer than usual. Mouth full of grease, I mumbled an answer. You bet, babe. What you said yesterday scared me witless. I was thinking, if we don't divorce and I accidentally annoy you to death one day, wouldn't I be charged with murder? Terrifying just to think about. Hurry up, hurry up. Be disgusted. Hate me. Kick me out. Victoria's hand paused on her spoon. He's worried about me. Worried about annoying me to death. This man speaks harsh words, but inside he's thinking of my well-being. She set down her spoon and looked at me with complex eyes. Damien, do you want to get rid of me that badly? Of course. I dropped the dough stick, grabbed a soup dumpling, and continued my performance. Babe, look at me. I'm a waste of space who knows nothing but spending money. Don't you get annoyed seeing me every day? I'm a guy who likes to be free and unrestrained. You're a powerhouse career woman. We aren't on the same path. Hurry up and despise me. I'm trash. I'm dead weight. Kick me to the curb and go be lovey-dovey with your male lead. Victoria's face paled again. She looked at me, eyes full of hurt, but also a determination I couldn't decipher. Damien, you're not a waste. Her voice was low, slightly raspy. You are clearly very smart, very capable. My heart skipped a beat. Crap. Did she hear my thoughts about investments and the market? No, I need to cover this up. I burst into laughter, leaning back so far I almost tipped over, nearly spraying dumpling filling everywhere. Babe, stop joking. Me. Smart. Capable. If I actually had talent, would I be here mooching off you? I'd have crushed all those trust fund babies beneath my feet ages ago. Act. Keep acting. The more exaggerated, the less she'll believe it. I am a thoroughbred loser, and nobody is dragging me off the path to retirement. Victoria's gaze locked onto me, a hint of heartache in her eyes. Why does he demean himself like this? He's clearly so excellent, yet he willingly plays the fool. Does he have some hidden struggle? Or is he just using this method to get me to pay attention to him? She reached out and gently covered my hand resting on the table. Her hand was cool, but it carried a trace of warmth. Damien, I won't let you just rot away. I will make you live a life of value. Me. What the hell? Is she trying to rehabilitate me into a useful member of society? No. Absolutely not. My retirement, my $10 billion. I will not be gaslit into working. I yanked my hand back, looking at her with disgust. Babe, don't even think about fixing me in this life. I just want to be a parasite. Eat and die. If you think I'm useless, let's get a divorce immediately and go our separate ways. Say yes. I'm begging you. I really don't want to work hard. Victoria's eyes instantly turned icy. She withdrew her hand, her body trembling slightly. Damien, don't even think about it. Her voice was cold as shattered ice. I told you, unless I die, you aren't leaving me. Me. Is this woman crazy? Why is she fixated on me? I've acted this terrible. Why won't she let go? What is happening with this plot? I looked at her stubborn face and felt a wave of despair. My life of leisure is truly doomed. That afternoon, I lay on the couch, bored out of my mind, flipping channels aimlessly with the remote. Sigh. When will this end? My private island, my Michelin chefs, my world-class wine cellar, they're all waving at me, but I'm trapped here playing the village idiot. Just then, the doorbell rang. I glanced over. It was Victoria's assistant, Celeste. Ma'am, CEO Blackwood from the Blackwood Group is here. She says she's here to discuss a partnership, Celeste reported respectfully. The Blackwood Group. CEO Blackwood. Oh, Isabel Blackwood. In the original book, she's my ex-fiancée, the classic archetype of someone who looks down on me. She's definitely here to mock me. Perfect. If Victoria sees her attitude toward me, maybe she'll finally give up on me. My eyes lit up. I sat up straight, putting on a Showtime expression. Victoria walked out of the study, a trace of fatigue between her brows. Let her in, she said faintly. Soon, a woman in a sharp black business suit walked in. Isabel Blackwood, as cold and arrogant as ever, eyes sharp. She saw me nesting on the sofa and her brow furrowed imperceptibly, a flash of disdain crossing her eyes. Victoria, long time no see. CEO Blackwood. Victoria responded just as faintly. The two sat on the sofas while Celeste served tea. Isabel's gaze swept over me, paused for a few seconds, then turned to Victoria, her tone laced with concern. Victoria, you don't look well lately. Is it matters at home causing you stress? Her eyes darted to me again, the implication clear, the matter at home was me, the waste. Here comes the classic mockery. Isabel, you're my best wingman. Come on, say more. Piss Victoria off so I can be free. I was rejoicing internally, but on my face, I wore an expression of, I'm trash and I'm proud, deliberately letting out a loud yawn. Victoria lifted her teacup, took a sip, and looked at Isabel, her eyes calm as a deep pool. Isabel Blackwood. What is she thinking? Oh, she despises Damien. Thinks he's not good enough for me. Thinks he's a burden. She doesn't know that the man she speaks of is currently calculating how to acquire her entire corporation in his head. Victoria set down the cup, a faint curve on her lips. Thank you for your concern, CEO Blackwood. I am very well, and Damien is doing very well, too. Her voice was unhurried, but carried an undeniable note of defense. Isabel's smile stiffened. What the hell? Doesn't Victoria usually hate me? Why is she defending me today? Is she just trying to maintain her dignity as a wife in front of my ex? I was confused, but I kept up my persona. Exactly. Wifey treats me so well. I scrambled over, wrapped my arm around Victoria's shoulder, and kissed her on the cheek. Babe, don't listen to outsiders. I'm your exclusive little sugar baby, waiting obediently at home for you every day. Barf. So gross. I'm really putting it all on the line for this divorce. Victoria, just kick me away. Can you really stand this greasy loser? Victoria's body went rigid, her cheeks flushing red, visible to the naked eye. She glared at me, a look containing a hint of rebuke, but mostly sweetness. This bastard. Taking advantage of me in public again. But what was that about being an exclusive sugar baby and putting it all on the line for divorce? Obviously, he wants to disgust me, but why? Why does it sound a little sweet to me? Is he spoiling me in his own way? Isabel's face changed completely. Seeing me holding Victoria intimately and hearing the "sugar baby" comment, her smile vanished, replaced by disbelief and a trace of jealousy. Victoria. She wanted to speak but couldn't get the words out. Victoria gently pushed me away, but her eyes swept over Isabel with a warning. CEO Blackwood, let's talk business. You're here about the new energy project. Isabel took a deep breath, forcing herself to calm down. Yes. She picked up her file, forcing herself into work mode. She's jealous. She's jealous. Haha, this feels great. But I'm not doing this to make you jealous. I'm doing it so Victoria sees my disgusting true colors and dumps me. Isabel, your assist needs a little more work. I gloated internally, keeping a bored expression on my face as I picked up the remote to change channels again. Victoria's gaze lingered on me for a few seconds, a flash of helpless affection in her eyes. This guy, throwing a party in his head while acting indifferent on the surface. What an absolute idiot. But I like it. Me. She likes what? Being humiliated by a greasy loser. Is this woman brain damaged? Watching Victoria and Isabel discuss the project, I felt a chill run down my spine. This plot is getting more ridiculous by the second. Isabel stayed for over an hour before leaving, her face an iron gray. Clearly, she was pissed off by the public display of affection between Victoria and me. Haha, Isabel, your timing was impeccable. Perfect assist. Hopefully, Victoria's disgust meter has maxed out, and she'll hand me the divorce papers tomorrow. I schemed internally, humming a tune as I prepared to head to the home gym to burn off some excess energy. Male lead specs, 8-pack abs, Adonis belt, statistically improbable anatomy that lasts 30 minutes, can lift a heroine with one arm, handsome, rich, powerful family. I fit the bill perfectly. Shame that to retire, I have to act like a weakling. Just as I reached the gym door, my phone rang. It was my private assistant, Marcus. Boss, it's done. Regarding the Blackwood Group's new energy project, we've already moved ahead and secured all the core technology patents and raw material supply chains. If they want to proceed now, they have to come begging to us. Marcus's voice was steady and efficient as always. Nice work, Marcus. My retirement depends on you guys. But Victoria can't know about this, or she'll think I'm useful again and refuse to divorce me. I purposefully lowered my voice. Yeah, got it. Remember, keep this quiet. Don't tell anyone, especially Victoria. If she asks, just say I'm addicted to video games and have no interest in business. Understood, boss. There was a hint of a smile in Marcus's voice. The boss clearly knows the business layout like the back of his hand, yet insists on pretending to be a gamer. But for the boss's orders, we corporate grind lords will die trying. We must satisfy the boss to secure our spot as his #1 subordinate. I hung up, feeling helpless. These overachievers. I tell them to slack off, and they just grind harder. But hey, if they grind well, I can slack off more comfortably. I was about to enter the gym when I saw Victoria standing in the doorway, looking at me with a complicated expression. Damien, you. She hesitated. She definitely heard my call. Crap. My cover is blown. I panicked immediately, slapping on an innocent expression. Babe, what are you doing standing there? Want to watch me work out? Let me tell you, this body isn't just for show. I puffed out my chest, striking a narcissistic pose. Change the subject. Change the subject. Don't let her know what I was talking about. Victoria's gaze lingered on me for a few seconds, then shifted to my phone. Who were you talking to just now? Her voice was calm, but her eyes held scrutiny. Oh, just my gaming buddy, I explained quickly. We were strategizing for tonight's raid. Babe, you don't know. I'm obsessed with this new game. The female characters are gorgeous. Way hotter than. I paused intentionally, then pivoted, way hotter than your assistant, Celeste. Insults. Insults. Make her give up on me. Victoria's face instantly turned livid. Her eyes bored into me as if trying to see through my soul. This bastard. In his heart, he clearly thought, way hotter than you, but he deliberately changed it to Celeste. Is he testing me, or does he actually think a game character is prettier than me? Victoria's chest heaved violently. She took a deep breath, trying to control her emotions. Damien Crawford, say that again. Her voice was cold as a blizzard from hell. Say what? I played dumb. I said the game characters are prettier than Celeste. What? Celeste is average looking anyway. Come on, come on. Blow up. Kick me out. I'm waiting. Victoria's eyes were filled with fury, but she suppressed it with sheer will. She walked up to me, reached out, grabbed my collar, and yanked me close. Her breath was hot against my face. Damien, listen to me clearly. She spoke word by word, her voice low and dangerous. You are my husband in this life. Don't you dare think about getting rid of me. Then she suddenly stood on her tiptoes and planted a fierce kiss on my lips. It was a kiss meant as punishment, yet it carried a scorching heat I'd never felt before. Me. What the hell? What is she doing? Shouldn't she be cursing me out and throwing me on the street? Why is she force kissing me? Is this woman insane? My retirement life. It's going to be ruined. Looking at her face inches from mine, seeing the determination and possessiveness in her eyes that I couldn't comprehend, I mentally collapsed. This plot has completely jumped the shark. Victoria's kiss was like a bolt of lightning, instantly shattering my defenses. I stood there stunned until she let go, a blush on her face as she forced herself to walk away calmly. This woman was my endgame. I'm trying so hard to play the loser. Why won't she let go and is forcing a kiss on me? The plot is moving too fast. I can't keep up. I touched my lips. Her scent seemed to linger there. Didn't taste bad. Ahem. Damien, get a grip. You are a man destined to do nothing. Do not be seduced by beauty. I shook my head, trying to sober up. No, I need a plan. Something nuclear to make her give up. The next day, I decided to take drastic measures. I called my private secretary, Nina. Nina, set something up for me. I want a private party at the most luxurious hotel in the city. My tone was frivolous. Theme, Damien Crawford's bachelor blowout. Invite every young, beautiful socialite you can find. The more, the merrier. I need her to know I'm a playboy, a scumbag. She won't be able to stand that, divorce guaranteed. Boss, this. Nina sounded hesitant. The missus. Forget about her. I cut her off. Just do as I say. Bill it directly to my private account. Yes, boss. Nina agreed respectfully, though confused. The boss is clearly devoted to the missus, yet he insists on pulling these stunts. However, for the boss's orders, we grind lords will obey. We must make the boss happy to secure our position. I hung up, feeling smug. This time, Victoria will definitely despair. My retirement is within reach. That evening, I dressed for the occasion, a loud, tacky pink suit, hair slicked back with enough oil to fry an egg. When I went downstairs, Victoria was already at the dining table. Seeing my outfit, her brow twitched almost imperceptibly. Damien, where are you going dressed like that? Her voice was calm, but her eyes were searching. Hey, babe, I have a private party tonight. I winked mysteriously. Theme is Damien Crawford's Bachelor Blowout. I invited a ton of hot girls. Going to blow off some steam. Come on, come on. Explode. Get jealous. Kick me out. Victoria's face paled slightly. Her fingers on the table whitened at the knuckles. Bachelor party. Lots of hot girls. He's clearly thinking this is to provoke me into asking for a divorce. But why is there a hint of anticipation in his heart, expecting me to be jealous, to stop him? This contradictory man. Victoria took a deep breath. Is that so? Sounds interesting. Her voice was terrifyingly calm. Perfect timing. I haven't been to a party in ages. I'll join you tonight. Me. What the hell? What's happening? Shouldn't she scream at me and kick me out? Why is she coming with me? What is this plot? Looking at her calm face, I felt a wave of dread. What is she doing? Is she going to humiliate me publicly? No, I can't let her go. Don't do that, babe. I waved my hands frantically. These parties are for wild kids. It's inappropriate for a CEO like you. Reject me. Reject me. I don't want to be face-slapped at my own bachelor party. Victoria's gaze locked onto me, amused. What? Afraid I'll ruin your relaxation. Her voice was soft, but carried crushing pressure. He's afraid I'll ruin his plan. Afraid I'll humiliate him. Huh? He has no idea. I just want to see what game he's playing. Me. Did she see through me? No. She can't read my mind. Wait. She has mind reading, not mind magic. I was freaking out, but I held my ground. No way. I'm just afraid you'll be bored. I laughed dryly. Really, it's not your scene. Victoria's lips curved slightly. I'll decide if I'm bored. She stood up, grabbing her coat. Let's go. I want to see just how exciting Damien Crawford's bachelor party really is. Me. Oh my God, she's dead set on coming. My retirement, my $10 billion. It's all going down the drain. I looked at her terrifyingly calm face and felt utter despair. This story is officially out of control. In the grand ballroom of the luxury hotel, lights dazzled and music blasted. A flock of dressed-up socialites surrounded me, chirping like birds. Damien, you look so handsome tonight. Damien, how did you find time to come out and play? I held a glass of champagne, wearing my trademark scumbag grin, arms around two girls, basking in the attention. These women are so superficial. But for the sake of the bachelor party plan, I have to sacrifice my dignity. Victoria, do you see this? I'm a playboy. Give up on me. I stole a glance at the entrance. Victoria. She actually came. She wore a black evening gown that outlined her perfect figure. Her arrival seemed to silence the entire hall. Every eye turned to her. She was like a high-altitude flower, cold, noble, totally out of place in this noise. Holy crap. Why does she look that good? Is she here to crash the party or steal the show? My bachelor party is ruined. I panicked but kept the grin plastered on. Victoria's gaze cut through the crowd, landing squarely on me, calm yet oppressive. She walked toward me, every step stomping on my heart. She's coming. The pressure is real. What do I do? Keep playing dumb or run? The socialites around me felt her aura and scattered like frightened mice. Soon, she stood before me. She looked me up and down, then glanced at the retreating girls. Damien, having fun. Her voice was light but commanded authority. She's thinking, this bastard dares to throw a bachelor party in front of me. But his eyes shone nervousness and anticipation. Is he waiting for me to be jealous? I started. She read me again. Keep acting. I dropped my arms from the air and leaned in fawningly. Babe, what are you doing here? Didn't I say this wasn't for you? I feigned surprise. What? Not welcome. Be as. No way. Welcome. I wrapped an arm around her waist, whispering, Babe, you look stunning today. You put all these basic girls to shame. Barf. I want to vomit. I'm trying so hard to get divorced. Victoria, just kick me. I can't take it. Victoria went rigid, blushing furiously. She glared, a look of rebuke mixed with sweetness. This jerk. Insulting me with his mouth. Praising me in his head. Calling me stunning while calling them basic. He knows I'm the star here. Is this his way of flirting? Me. She misunderstood again. I was demeaning her. Why did she hear flirting? Is her brain broken? I kept up the facade. Babe, since you're here, let's dance. I pulled her to the dance floor. Come on, hurry up. I'll step on her feet, piss her off, and get that divorce. Victoria looked at me with amusement. All right, let's see how exquisite your dancing is. Me. Is that sarcasm? Does she know I suck? I can't let her look down on me. The music started. I clumsily held her, swaying. I intentionally stepped on her toes and bumped into people. Get mad. Yell at me. Victoria remained calm, her eyes holding helpless affection. This idiot. Does he think I don't know he's doing it on purpose? He wants me to hate him. But why do I find him so cute? Me. God. She thinks I'm cute. She's hopeless. I looked at her calm face and despaired. My retirement is dead.